Hello everyone, this is Dr. J back again with the Human Movement Institute, where we have improvement through movement. Today's video is going to discuss a cool down for patients with low back pain during or after walking. After walking, we want to do static stretching and muscle mobilization of the muscles that we use during walking. First stretch is a static stretch of the quads. If you do not have the flexibility, you may have to grab onto the back of the shoe or the pant leg. Make sure that the thighs are in line, pelvis is tilted, hips are equal. So notice this is not a quad stretch, this is. I'm tilting the pelvis, squeezing the gluteals to protect my back. Initial starting dose is 30 seconds to 1 minute, 2 times each side. This also helps improve balance. So if you're a patient with poor balance, we're improving balance, core stability, reactive neuromuscular training, squeezing glute to get glute strength, all at the same time. So there's much more going on than our 30-second to 1 minute quad stretch. For those of you with increased back curves, if your pelvis arches forward, you will get your back pain. You will load the facet joint and cause back pain, then the back strap muscle will tighten and give you even more pain. So it's essential that we're tilting and tucking during walking as well as during cool down quad stretch. Next is the classic runner stretch. When you walk, you use your calves every single time you take a step. I'm squaring hips, tilting pelvis, squeezing buttock. Now I'm getting a front hip stretch with calf stretch. Initial starting dosage is 30 seconds to 1 minute, 2 times each. So I get home from my walk and I am doing cool down. Next is coming to the ground to open up the hips. Here we're tilting pelvis, squeezing buttock to feel the stretch in the front. If you're a low back pain patient and you don't feel the stretch in the front because you're overarching into your back, you're causing your own back pain. So it's essential to square the pelvis, tilt the pelvis. Square the pelvis, tilt the pelvis. Some patients have to bring their hand to the ground and squeeze the gluteal to get a stretch in the front of the hip without back pain. When my back was bad, this is how I had to do it. Hold for 5 to 10 breaths. Repeat 2 times each, unless you have a tighter side. If you have a tighter side, you would do a little extra on that side. There is some room for dynamic movement and body awareness. This lets you search for other tight areas by shifting or moving the pelvis. However, that initial dose is 30 seconds to a minute or 5 to 10 breaths 2 times. You can rest in child's pose. You can open up the back strap. 5 breaths each side. If you have a painful or tighter side, do an extra stretch tilting away from the painful side and do 20 to 30 self back strap up and down muscle mobilization for pain control. I would do that between the hip flexor stretches. Lastly is if you have tight side hip muscles or that you use your quads a lot, you can use self-care mobility to mobilize your tight muscles. Do not press on the side hip bone where the bursa is. Instead, stay higher up on the tensor fasciae latae, aka the coffee drink muscle. Here I am simply rolling up and down on that muscle, using my own core to control the amount of weight onto the hip muscle. The initial starting dose would be 1 to 2 minutes, searching and exploring your body for any tightness or tenderness. Patients that have compression of the lateral femoral anterior cutaneous nerve can get entrapment at this site as it feeds into the side of the thigh. That can lead to numbness on the side of the thigh with walking, where squatting or bending the hip gives us relief. However, we want to mechanically unentrap it by mobilizing the muscles around the nerve or where the nerve crosses the hip. Next and last is the lazy man's Vastus lateralis roll and IT-band roll. Here I'm finding any tender, tight spots on the biggest of the 4 quadriceps muscle, known as Vastus lateralis. I'm searching for the tender, tight spots, maintaining nose breathing, relax and calm to work out any tender, tight spots and to improve blood flow to the side thigh nerve and to release any restrictions where that nerve lives. Initial starting dose would be 2 to 3 minutes. However, if you have more pain or more symptom or feel tighter that day because you've done more, you would spend a little bit more time, maybe up to 5 minutes. As soon as we're done, come to all fours, tall kneel, half kneel to standing, reset the spine in mountain pose. That's pelvic tilt, glute set, nice and tall, 4 to 5 breaths to end the cool down. And that concludes our video. This can not only be done after walking, but after activity or exercising is a cool down. If you've liked this video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and please share it with your friends, family, colleagues, and I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye.